Calling Nick Fuentes. I'm gonna just tell him that. No, I want to actually go off on him, bro. I'm offended by Nick. I'm gonna go off on Nick Fuentes, chat. Chat, you guys want to see me roast him? Yes, sir. I'm gonna flame him, bro. It's not right that anti-Jewish crime is the number one. It's his fucking fault, bro. No, bro. He's not my friend, by the way. I'm gonna tell him it is not fair. Yo.
Alright, look. So some of them went out, so they're about to come back home. So like 30 minutes to an hour. Alright?
30 minutes to an hour.
Bro, don't even do that shit, bro.
Alright, listen to me.
I had to call them and like...
Hold on, I gotta take this call. Nick Fuentes, call me. Yo.
Hello?
Nick, what's going on? I'm live. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Not so good. I read some statistic that really threw me the fuck off. You want me to be honest with you?
Yeah?
Yeah, I did, and I blame you for it.
What is it?
So, I'm looking at these hate crimes by different religions, and anti-Jewish is number one with 683. Could you care to explain?
Oh, yeah. Where are you getting that figure?
Simrat.com.
What is it?
Simrat?
I don't know what that is.
Whatever. It's this very reliable fucking network page. But listen, this is my point. What's going on? Why do people hate Jews? Come on, bro. Can you listen, bro? I'm a very nice boy. Have I ever done anything that piss y'all off? No, bro. Like, why do you hate me, bro?
I don't hate you, Adin. I don't hate Jews. I don't hate anybody. I'm a Christian. I love everybody. But as far as hate crimes go, what you actually find is that, one, a lot of hate crimes are hoaxes, like Jussie Smollett. That's a famous example. You can look into, there are a lot of these hate crimes where there'll be a swastika at a Jewish cemetery or something like that, and it's a Jewish person that puts it there. And the point is to create the kind of sentiment that you're talking about. They're trying to create this effect like...
But I have a question. Do you support hate crimes?
No, not at all. No, not even a little. I don't support violence, murder, vandalism. I'm Catholic. We're absolutely against that.
Yeah, it's just all these fucking social media people, they all read these scripts and they all listen to people, the higher ups. But yeah, dude, the media they perpetuate the fake news for their agenda. I just don't understand it.
They perpetuate. Yeah, I agree with you. You're totally right.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. I was going to put out a message about this the other day. You remember when Ye put the swastika on his Twitter?
Yeah. What the fuck was that about, bro?
So check this out. A lot of people, when he posted that, what he really posted was a swastika inside of a 6-point star, or the Star of David, which is on the flag of Israel and which Jews use. But what's interesting is most people only saw the swastika. That was the headline, was he posted a swastika. But they missed the point entirely. And the point was, it was radical, it was provocative. But the point of putting the swastika inside the 6-point star, the message was about reconciliation. And it was like, if you could reconcile Jews and Nazis, which are like the most extreme hatred in the society. If you could reconcile like that antagonism, you could bring the whole world together. So his whole idea was about mutual understanding, harmony, bringing people together, Republicans, Democrats, white people, black people, yeah, even Jews and Nazis. That was the point. So anyway.
Yeah, but that's not really Kanye West's decision to end the beef between Nazis and Jews,
Why not, though? I mean,
Dude, there was a thing called the Holocaust, bro.
Yeah, I understand that.
So what do you mean you want to end the beef? There's nothing to squash. It's horrible. What happened?
Yeah, I agree. It's a provocative message. But the idea is it's a radical notion.
I muted it. Why are y'all spamming W, Nick? This chat is...
Reconciliation, understanding. That if you could get even the thing that's...
Nick, here's my thing. Can Ye lead a reconciliation movement between everyone? We need leaders to bring us together, not push us apart. You know, that's where Kanye West will have my vote for 2024. If he could prove that bringing everyone together and not misleading and spreading it apart. You know, I want to see everyone work together and be together, and everyone needs to love and come together.
I think he can do that. I think that he can bring the world together through his empathy, his kindness, his music, also religion through Christianity. I'm a big believer in that.
What about the people who are not Christian?
Well, you know, here's the trick, Adin, is that as Christians, we believe that Jesus Christ is God. It's very difficult to compromise on that. So we can have tolerance for other religions and dignity for people that practice other religions, but it's very firm that we believe that if Jesus Christ said so, that's the way it's got to be. And to go against that would be to go against God. And I mean, if you're a faithful Christian. So
I just think, you know, all walks of life need to come together against the matrix and the woke left media controlling the sheep. How do we all come together, man? You know, in the name of love and truth, how do we do it?
Well, I think it starts with a recognition of the fact that the woke left is evil, and we have to identify why it's evil. Like, when you see wokeism, what's like the most perverse expression of it? To me, I think the furthest extent of it is how they're coming after the kids, and they're trying to castrate the kids. I think that's like the most offensive aspect of it. You know, you put on Twitter, there's two genders. They're trying to tell kids to like delay puberty. Some kids will never go through puberty.
Yeah,
some kids are
that's ridiculous. Yo, how many genders do you think there are?
2.
Thank you. I mean, it's just, it's not, it is science. It's, you know, but it's not rocket science to figure that out.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just apparent. But
I don't know. I just didn't like that one clip. You said something that like Jews are the spawn of Satan.
I don't think I said that, but I do believe that Jews are doing the work of Satan. Absolutely.
All right. Slow it down. Take it back a notch. Just slow it the fuck down. What do you mean Jews are doing the work of Satan? What does that even mean? Can you please, you know, elaborate?
Well, so, I mean, I'm a Christian, of course, as you know, and so we think that the only way to the truth is through Jesus Christ. You know, Jesus says that nobody comes to the Father except through me, meaning that you don't get to have...
But did you know, I think Jesus Christ was a Jew.
That's the thing, yeah, well, that's actually a very complicated subject because, of course, Jesus Christ was a Jew, but as you know, Jews don't worship Jesus Christ, so how does that work? Well, in the first century, the Jews and the Christians diverged. And so St. Paul comes around and he really created, you know, because after Christ died and rose again, his disciples and the early Christians, they all practiced a religion very similar to Judaism. And then,
dude, all you guys saying he has a point in W. Nick, shut the fuck up, bro. He just said Jews are Satan's work.
Circumcision, they dropped the Jewish dietary practices. And so they sort of diverged in the first century, and Judaism went in one direction, Christianity went in another direction. And the Judaism that we know today, it's defined by its rejection of Jesus. And so if you have one religion which is defined by its worship of Jesus as God, and another religion which is defined by its rejection, of Jesus as God, you know, you have big problems with the Jewish religion if it's rejecting the true Messiah, the true Savior. That's why you get, you know, it's no secret that, like, communism was basically invented by Jewish people. And you look across the world at what communism has done, it's responsible for the death of hundreds of millions of people. I don't think it's a coincidence that here you have this group of people that deny Jesus Christ.
Did you just blame Jews for the deaths of hundreds of millions of people?
What's up?
How did Jews end 100 millions of people?
Because they promulgated...
Not all Jews reject Jesus, though. That's what you're not understanding. I don't reject Jesus and I'm Jewish.
You don't reject Jesus?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good news. Are you a Christian?
I'm Jewish.
Okay, so, but do you think that Jesus Christ is God?
The only thing that, you know, let me think about that for a second.
Okay.
Can you restate your question, please?
Okay, how about this? Do you believe that Jesus Christ is the Messiah? He's the Savior of the world.
I think Jewish people, I'm not super religious, that's the thing. But I think Jewish people, it's Abraham is the God, yeah? But look, let's just listen. Here's my thing, right?
Okay.
So I do want to talk about one specific topic.
Okay.
I think it's really fucked up what they are doing in Northwest, you know? Ye got blamed for standing up as a father. Now she's dressing up as Ice Spice and you know, and doing the little dance and, you know? I saw what you were saying about the children thing. I you know, I understand what you're saying about that.
Yeah. Well, and what I'm getting at here is, so the woke left, like you say, they're coming after children. I think everyone agrees that that is evil. I think everyone has a conscience enough to say that's evil. And you have to ask yourself, well, why is it evil? Why is it evil that they're doing these things? And, you know, you ask how can we unite everybody to defeat the Matrix? How can we unite people to defeat the woke left? I believe the only answer to the left, if you really want to know the true alternative, it's Christianity. It's not the red pill dating. It's not being right-wing. It's not Nietzsche. It's not Ben Shapiro. You know, facts don't care about your feelings. The only answer is Christianity because it's about morality. The reason why it's evil is because it's corrupting the innocence of children, because it's unnatural.
What about Islam? How do you feel about Islam? Because similar points that you make about, you know, exposing the fake left motherfuckers. Basically, how do you feel about that? Because Islam is the same way. They have the same similar beliefs.
Well, Islam is very conservative. They're very conservative about women, and they're very conservative about gender roles and things like that. But I don't believe that Islam is a true religion. I don't think that Muhammad is the true prophet, and I don't subscribe to their theology. So I think it's wrong. I think that they are wrong. And if you look at the Muslim world, they have a lot of problems. So a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, that's a popular thing to say now is, well, Muslims are defending the conservative values and Christians aren't. It's like, well, Muslim society isn't exactly perfect either. I would say that you got a lot of issues going on over there in Saudi Arabia. You got a lot of issues going on.
Nothing in this world is perfect except God.
Yes.
I'm glad we can believe that, right? Let me ask you. So, Nick, how do we stop the woke left? They are destroying the world. How do we stop them?
Like I said, I think that you have got to have a religious revival. I think that people need to be led back to Christianity because the moment that people began to leave religion, and specifically Christianity, that is when all of this started to happen. It coincided almost 100%. People leaving Christianity and then people becoming liberal, leftist, woke, progressive, all these things. Because at the end of the day, wokeism comes from the idea that we're all just material. We don't have souls. You know, when you hear these people on the internet, they say, we're all just made of stardust, bro. We're all just chemical reactions. That's how you get.
Well, isn't it kind of crazy that, like, if you really think about it, bro, we're like a stone or like a rock. And we're like on a spinning island, like just spinning. And like, we're just like literally like this little like particle, you know, of dust. And we're just on a fucking island somewhere out in, you know, in Indonesia, or the fuck the universe is called. And we're just literally there. And, you know, there's life here and life outside. It's just, life is fucking trippy, bro. So I do, you know.
But what's missing from that, because that's true. You know, we are minuscule in all of God's creation. But what's missing from that is that each soul has infinite worth. That we are body, but we're also soul. And God gave us a soul, and He gave us
I believe that us human beings are here as vessels.
As what?
Vessels. Do you know what a vessel is?
As a vessel? Oh, yeah. For what?
I believe that we're a vessel to teach people the truth. And I believe that we're here for a reason, to basically spread knowledge and spread, you know, positivity. spread great energy and teach people who are basically not fulfilled with the truth.
Yeah, I think that teaching the truth is a huge part of the meaning of life. But, at a certain point, you're digging for the truth. And I know I sound like super religious, but I always wasn't like that. I was like a libertarian. I was just like a right-wing political guy. And I kept digging for the deepest truth possible. And it's like I stumbled on the Catholic religion. Because I didn't start out trying to be, I was never super religious or anything, but I kept digging and digging and going to the highest possible truth. And then you get to philosophy. And I think ultimately, if you're intelligent, you get to...
it's crazy you say that, Nick. Now I'm starting to say things like there's only two genders. I'm starting to say stuff, right? But then back then, like 2 years ago, when I was telling people I want to suck their dicks and I want to fuck you and I want to basically letting Nick, if I'm like, oh, Nick, I want to suck your dick, like shit like that. That shit was never being, he was never in that same category. It's just weird now. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just kind of fucking crazy. How the media is, right? But look, right or wrong, bro, about, religion. Religion is so divided, and I think we all need to be together in one. All religions, no matter what religion you are, support, whatever, every religion will agree with this statement, that we all need to just be brought together and spread love and the truth. Is that correct, Nick?
No, I don't believe in this, pan-religion thing. Pan-religion meaning all religions have to come together and agree.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, don't you believe that at the end of the day, we're all human beings, we're all blood, we all eat, we all shit, we're literally bleed, eat shit. We're all a fucking human. We're all human beings. We're life. I have a dick, you have a dick, Nick. We can get people pregnant with cum, with nut, At the end of the day, man, there's no division. If I have a baby, let's say, with someone who's a part of your family who's a girl, I would never disrespect her in that way. But I fuck and nut in her. I have a baby with her. It's a connection. It's a connected soul with my soul and her soul. I'm just saying in general, we come together. That's what will end racism. That's why I love it when, I see people with different cultures combine and create babies and families, because it's just, it's beautiful, because it's crossing over and it's showing that, hey, fuck racism. Yeah, I'm black. Yeah, I'm white. Let's come together. Let's make a black-white baby. It doesn't fucking matter,
Well, I will agree with you about one thing. I think that you're right in the sense of every human being has a longing for universal brotherhood. You're right that in spite of racial, tribal, religious differences, everybody in their heart, I think any noble person in their heart of hearts sees mankind as a brotherhood and that we are all related, we are all kin. That being said, though...
How are my points, chat? 1 through 10, be honest.
Some of these differences matter. They matter to people. They matter to each other. People value their race. People value their culture.
Very true. Very true.
A lot of the people that come over here who are against, what you just said, which is race mixing or interracial marriage, the people that are the most against that are immigrants from Asia or immigrants from Africa or from Latin America. And I don't see anything wrong with that, because they're trying to preserve their heritage, their culture, which has, been going on for thousands of years. I think that the real way that we're going to end racism is, I think Christianity is the only answer, because then we realize that we're all children of God. We're all saved by the blood of Jesus and forgiveness. Reconciliation with God. I'm not like a Protestant or whatever. And recognize that everybody has an infinite worth. Every soul is valuable. Every soul was made in the image of God. And so there's a mutual understanding that can occur, that can transcend racial lines. I don't believe in dissolving racial lines, but I think we can reach across them in friendship if we're all, if we all believe in the truth.
Racism is taught, it's taught, and it's you're not born racist. So, if the world's getting super duper hard to, but I see what you're saying. I want to ask you the question before we wrap this up. What's going on with? Yeah, I know you can't really speak as much as the stuff you guys been working on stream, but what have you and Kanye been having cooked up lately? What have you and Ye been working on?
Well, he's been writing something like I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll just say he's been writing something about politics. And so we've been workshopping that a little bit, going back and forth. He's been writing some very interesting ideas down about utopian philosophers and some critiques of them. And he's fleshing out some of the things that he had said about Hitler and trying to, I think, articulate them in a different way. So,
and what kind of way, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of way is Kanye trying to rewrite the way things he said about Hitler? What is he trying to say?
Well, the premise about what he said, and I don't think that he said anything that anybody would disagree with, is that Hitler was a figure who casts a long shadow over everything in the world. Like, love him, hate him, think he's the evilest guy, think, maybe he did some good things, like Ye said. You have to admit that he was an iconic figure that is still talked about today. And so Ye was trying to understand what made him iconic, what made that movement so powerful. Why is it still so present in our minds? He was really trying to basically reverse engineer it to some extent, and more from an objective lens, like as a political movement. How did this political movement become the way it was? How did it become so captivating to the hearts and minds of people? And anyway, so for example, he writes, he's writing some things about how the idea there was about self-sacrifice, that the appeal of these kinds of movements like communism or National Socialism is that they gave people something to sacrifice themselves for, which is something that we don't have in the West. We have no conception of sacrifice the good of the individual for the good of the many. We have this hyper-individualistic mindset. And so whether you're communist or you're a collectivist or something, there are people on both left and right that say, no, like, we belong to a nation, we belong to a collective, we want to work, we want to toil and undertake a big effort to help humanity and help other people. So anyway, so that's just a little taste, okay? That's just like a little preview. But yeah, we've just been going back and forth, writing some things, and
Okay, good to hear that. And Nick, I told you this privately. I'll say it publicly. I know Ye and I were speaking, a few months back, whatever. I know you know about that, and we had a little disagreement over the phone call and whatever. And it is what it is. But I at the end of the day, man, I love Ye, and I want to help spread peace and love, and this hate shit is just not it, bro. And I'm all for spreading love and never hate. So if you and Ye, I know you guys are still thinking about running for the 24. Do you guys want me a part of the team, man?
I can't speak for him.
I'll join.
But I know that you are one of the most popular creators for the youth. Nobody can debate that. What you've done is unbelievable with Kick. You're one of the biggest stars in the world. And, Ye is concerned about the youth. Like, the youth are the future. Like, he wants to get ideas from young people. So I think he's totally open to that. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but, I think it would be a good idea. So hopefully we can make that happen this year. For
sure. I'm with that. Like I said, man, it's all about spreading love, and I'm all for it. So you just
absolutely
no hate at all, man. No hate at all. I don't want to be in the office with you guys, and then you guys hire somebody to, because I'm Jewish, you guys hire somebody to come kill me or anything like that. You wouldn't. No, I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding at the same time.
We love you. We love everybody. All right, I'll take it easy.
Well, all right, Nick. I'll talk to you later. All right.
All right. See you, man.
All right. All right, chat. Yeah. What was that evil laugh? Anyways, chat. What do y'all think, chat? Be honest. Do you guys want to see me run for Ye 24 or no? Let me know right now. Do you guys want to see that? We just want Kanye, not gonna lie. Yo, really, Lico? Like, you don't care about me? Alright, whatever, bro. What did someone just say? Let's